Isle of Dread, treasure, power, pirates, and dinosaur bones. There's a screenshot of a T-Rex, Noise, and the raptor. So that puts things in perspective. That's a big dinosaur right there. Unless this happens to be a baby one, but I don't think that it is. I think that's what we know as our mount. And I think that T-Rex is very big. Nice. Haven't seen one yet in the flesh or in the pixels live in real time, but this is at least the second screenshot of a T-Rex that we've seen. The Isle of Dread is a mysterious land whose mists shroud its ability to traverse the multiverse itself. And that travel has brought many to its beaches in search of treasure. Now, as you explore this dangerous land and work to thwart a great evil, you will get a chance to acquire some of this exceptional treasure. This article gives you an overview of the loot, its power level, how to upgrade it, and more. Pirates and dinosaurs. As you explore the Isle of Dread, you will discover new named items left behind by pirates. You will also get a chance to craft items through dinosaur bones. Additionally, new augments, minor artifacts, and raid loot will be available. Finally, the Isle of Dread is full of some of the greatest treasure yet seen in the game. What does level 32 mean for my loot? It means a bunch of people are going to post on the forums about how they feel invalidated because their loot that they got 10 years ago should somehow still be just as valuable as it was 10 years ago today. Get ready for all the invalidation posts on the forums. For the rest of us, in recent years, our item power system has used the long-standing Kenneth crafting system for its base benefit curve, and that curve will continue as we increase the level cap to 32. Additionally, players will now have access to level 31 and 32 Kenneth crafting shards that use existing shard ingredients. Isle of Dread items will have a minimum level of 7 in heroic difficulty and a minimum level of 31 in legendary difficulty. Raid loot and minor artifacts will continue their standard power boost compared to other forms of loot. And players can expect raid loot with a minimum level 31 to be more powerful than Kenneth crafted loot at level 32. The Isle of Dread features many new named items with interesting histories and properties. Loot and set bonuses. Most of the loot you'll find on the Isle of Dread was left behind by fallen pirates. Let's be real, pirates don't leave loot behind unless they're dead. These items are perfect for the adventurer who wants to gear up in a hurry. Isle of Dread is also home to dinosaurs. And with dinosaurs comes dinosaur bones. If you collect enough dinosaur bones, you can use them to craft rare and unique dinosaur bone gear and customize it with dinosaur bone augments. That does look like a bone rune arm, doesn't it? I didn't notice that. I didn't look closely. It's a spine. So you're going to put your arm where the spinal cord would have been. Throw me a freaking bone. Yep, I will go right from Feywild to Isle of Dread. So the fact that it's level 7, nailed that one, didn't I, in my conspiracy theories video? Ha 1 point voodoo. And some more Images of weapons. Augments. There are new level 32 augments that can be found by playing quests at level 32 and above. These augments are more of the same unbound common augments found at every 4-level breakpoint. You may also barter for a subsection of them at Randall Lyric, who has made his entrance in the Isle of Dread to trade for an expanded selection of his wares. The Isle of Dread will also drop a whole host of new named items at levels 8 and 30. Of new named augments at levels 8 and 30. See, this is irritating. Because did this in Feywild. But there was only one example. So in Feywild, you have a bunch of level 5 gear, and then the heroism augment was level 6. So in Isle of Dread, we're going to have a bunch of level 7 gear, but the augments are level 8. Hogan. That's irritating. As soon as you put that level 8 augment in your level 7 gear, you can't wear it till 8. These named augments have a chance to drop from any chest within the expansion pack. Many items in Isle of Dread will have special themed dinosaur bone augment slots in addition to regular augment slots like blue, orange, etc. We'll talk about these augments next. I mean, still, if the loot's level 7, you want to wear it at 7. Isle of Dread. Scale slot, fang slot, claw slot, green augment slot. Use me. Dinosaur bone crafting. Isle of Dread's ferocious dinosaurs have left behind fossils to collect in every chest. Collect enough of them to craft those old bones into new weapons to wield in your battle versus the pirates. These weapons can be modified with special Isle of Dread augments that only fit into Isle of Dread augment slots. Speak to Sharpened Bone the Tabaxi within Tenaro to begin crafting your special augments. There are 5 types of Isle of Dread augments, and each of them require you to explore different sections of the Isle of Dread to complete. Fang comes from quests. Horn augments come from quests. Scale from the wilderness. Teeth from the raid or special wilderness encounters. And set bonus from the raid or special wilderness encounters. Each item type has a different slot layout, so be sure to keep a close eye for a combination you're looking for. Furthermore, the long-lost loot from those pesky pirates also contains dino bone augment slots to allow for even more customization. Isle of Dread augments state which kind of slot they fit into in the augment slot display UI, along with the augment's description. The benefits of these augments depend on the slot type and what you select. There are dozens of augments available. Sharpened Bone Dinosaur Bone Crafting NPC. There he is. In order to craft these augments, you will turn in your dinosaur bone ingredients with Sharpened Bone Tabaxi to get the augment you want. Then you will slot the augment through the augment item UI accessible through your inventory panel. Isle of Dread augment slots are unslotted just like any other augment slot. So you can destroy a currently slotted augment by placing a new augment into the slot, or you can use a jeweler's toolkit to remove a slotted augment. You may also unslot an Isle of Dread augment by using a bone picker, which is a rare ingredient found within the Isle of Dread. This process returns the augment to you unharmed so that you may slot it in a new location. So what's the difference between a bone picker and a jeweler's toolkit? Why did they come out with this new item? Why didn't they just add jeweler's toolkits to the rare table? That seems kind of weird. Am I missing something? Yeah, but why? Why do that? Why have this new thing that's just for these when you can also use jeweler's toolkits? Seems like more work. Why is augment slot only for this new augments? It's just a new system for a new expansion. You know, a lot of times when they come out with expansions, they come out with crafting systems or special loot systems just for that. And so we've seen this, many times before. Isle of Dread is going to have a special, it's kind of like green steel. You know how green steel has the shards that you put in the different tiers? That's basically this. Except it'll be a lot easier to make the stuff compared to green steel. Then there was the alchemical system, and then, yada, yada, yada. Bone pickers may also be found within the Isle of Dread Legendary Saga. Note, Dinosaur Bone Crafting System applies to legendary items and is not available for heroic difficulty Isle of Dread items. There are 6 Isle of Dread Dinosaur Bone Crafting ingredients you will collect: fossilized Ankylosaur ribs, fossilized Pterodon vertebrae, fossilized Raptor claw, fossilized Triceratops horn, fossilized Tyrannosaurus tooth, black pearl. The Isle of Dread raid when released will drop raid tier versions of dinosaur bone crafting items, blanks, as well as black pearls. Black pearls can also be found rarely in more challenging rare encounters in the Isle of Dread. Minor artifacts. Minor artifacts in Isle of Dread will have minimum level 31, 4 maximum filigree slots. This means that if you do not have a perfected artifact, you will soon have another way to get 4 maximum filigree slots. Thank you for reading, and we hope you enjoy Isle of Dread.